Every mechanic has had their day ruined by engineering decisions made in the boardroom.
And today we're back with more clips to see if it was really the engineers who screwed up or if some of these mechanics need to suck it up.
First clip.
Hello, this is
Sparking
very normal
back.
for your battery to do this in your car. It's actually very fun for the mechanic as well when there's fire and explosions and it's also all sorts of drama going on. So congratulations on your battery. This is fantastic. Congratulations. Hello, goodbye everyone. Bye.
They're lucky that it's not arcing all the way.
Right. It feels like maybe it's like kind of arcing, and the more that when they move it, it
arcs
starts
again.
Arcing. Yeah.
Maybe because you were saving space in the front, but you got to take off the seat to get to some of these batteries.
Yeah.
And then they're right under. And then you got to remember people will spill shit.
Yeah.
And then that becomes obviously
conductor,
yeah,
right?
and then and it starts like something's rusted or somebody dropped some other shit on it, or you're washing the car. And some people open the door, and then you spray the side of it, right?
Oh God.
I seen it, but I'm like, okay, that's if you got the skill, cool, I get it. You're dripping it down like that. You're not like going full blast, right? But they forget that the battery is right there.
Yeah.
And then they wet that shit, and then they wet it again, and then the guy's like, oh, I don't know what happened. I went to the car wash. I'm like, well, no shit. Like,
yeah.
You wet inside too, bro. Like,
yeah.
It's because I spill shit. I'm like, So, I mean, is it an engineer's problem? I want to say yes.
I feel like they should put maybe like a sticker or something saying like,
Correct.
hey, there's a battery here.
You know, they do.
Don't do it. Not all the time.
Not
though.
all the time?
No, I feel like, and a lot of cars put the battery in the back like that. And they have
That's
for a
true.
while. I mean, even like second gen Prius, I think, has the battery in the back too.
Yeah, it does.
And that's old. But it's not like, it doesn't have a metal case like this. It's actually kind of like in the fender well, but it's in the back.
And it should be a
it's where
plastic
all
case.
the shit is. It
should be a plastic
Like you
case.
have a hold down. Having a hold down's good, but this almost looks like an aftermarket hold down, no?
No.
You think this factory?
No, it's got to be factory because
So
watch,
then-
somebody's stepping on that. So
Oh,
they're
you're right. Look, it's buckled. You're right. You're totally right there.
So it's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I think like a plastic case around it just to protect it would be perfect.
So if it buckles, no big deal.
Yeah.
It's not.
Correct.
It's not a problem.
Or maybe it did, or maybe, well, I mean, the ones I've taken off never had a plastic cover. It's all metal.
I don't know why they wouldn't just put like a regular hold down that straps down the middle.
Correct.
And then if you want to protect the battery, put a plastic case around the battery. I don't know.
It'll be like the strap, plastic piece, and then a piece of metal on top.
That's it. Yeah, something like that.
Something thick
sort of
where it doesn't
barrier.
like, yeah.
Because you know another thing is too is like what happens if a battery starts to get overcharged and it starts to swell or something like
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Now you're in the same situation and nobody even did anything, you know. So
I mean, that thing will probably just blow. Well, I mean, if it blows up and it has a metal casing, it'll just drip down.
but it might short out like
It might
this,
short
you
out like
know?
that, too, so.
I don't know. I don't know if I'm a big fan of a full metal cover on top of
Or the battery under my nuts.
under's nuts. Okay,
It's not that safe.
It's-
It's not that safe for the boys. What do you think? Is it a mechanic or the engineer?
I think this is an engineering fault. I'm not a fan of that man.
Me too. I'm with you. Not for the boys. Next clip.
Hello, Paul here from the
Oh, shit.
automotive. I've got a Bentley GT
Bentley.
Hmm.
This can't be
34
good.
engine. So we took out to do the starter motor, but the starter motor didn't. That was the car was in the workshop, but anytime you go to start it, it will start, but it didn't really start straight away. So I'm tapping into a leaky fault. And now, so I'll show you where it is. The starter motor sits in here. Alright? So basically, you got to remove
It's
the whole
pointing, so I
engine
guess we'll
out.
just take his word
Whole
for it.
suspension, front suspension, drop it down. A lot of things to be removed just to do that.
It's a Bentley, bro. What do you want?
Yeah, I mean-
Nothing's gonna be easy on that car.
Nothing. I mean, immediately when you do that, you should already charge the customer. Get ready for, hey, you know what? Since I'm outside, let's do your water pump.
Yeah.
Let's do some gaskets. Let's do the motor mounts. GLSs, like the V8s, you have to drop the engine down just to do the motor mounts. And then in and out, like sometimes hoses break. So you got to be ready for shit like that.
Yeah.
You got to remember, sometimes the body's small, but they're giving you, like the E63s, they're giving you bigger engines, but there's no space to work on them. So you have to drop that engine down and do whatever you're going to do outside. But that doesn't become like a starter price, which, let's just say Bentley.
That's not your average starter price.
Yeah, let's just say Bentley top $1,000, but not really, because everything else that you have to replace while
Right.
you're there. And let's just say the motor mounts, like I said, water pump, gaskets, seals, rubber pieces. your radiator decides to give out while you're taking it out.
Right. It is a Bentley, so things are going to break along the way. You have to have the starter in a particular place. It's got to be close enough to the back where it can engage with the flex plate or the flywheel. So you're limited with possibilities of where you're going to do it. You can't have a Bluetooth starter. You know what I'm saying? So
I watch them be like, we just figured this shit out right now.
you know what? Yeah, wouldn't that be?
Yeah.
So Sandro, what do you think? Is this the engineer's fault or is this mechanic being whiny?
I mean, if you're working on a Bentley, you're just being whiny.
Okay, guys, I know mechanics are always bashing on engineers, but why can't they just choose one size screw, bolt, nut, whatever, in a common area? But no, they've got to go choose 4 or 5. Let me show you. Ford Crown Victoria T27 to hold the door handle on. 7 millimeters to hold the door panel on.
7 millimeters.
5.5 millimeter to hold the door control module on, and 5 millimeter to hold the speakers on. Why not use 7s, 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 and a 7? Is that really too much to ask?
It is a good point. You know, why not just make at least, maybe the bolt sizes are different, but the bolt head size is the same. I don't know.
Or maybe they have extra bolts and they say, where we're going to put them at? Shoot them right there.
5.5 millimeter here.
Yeah, you know that's a thing. That I mean, if you have,
That is a real thing. Yeah.
you have extra material. Why are you gonna spend? Nobody's gonna buy a Ford Crown Victoria as much as before. So they're like, you know what, just throw it in there. Why not? I mean, I'm just saying, you know, like.
Probably right there. I'm sure there's a little bit of that going on. I'm sorry, my guy. I don't know. There are certain inconveniences, and that just comes with the territory of being a mechanic.
We would want it to be perfect, like a screwdriver.
Make
a clip.
everything easy.
They're easier, but it's
one tool. Let's just make everything a 10 millimeter.
I'll call it a whiny mechanic.
I think I'm gonna agree with you.
Yeah.
I think this guy's just a little bit of a whiny mechanic. Like, oh, I had to switch sockets 2 times. Oh man.
I want to grow a beard.
When I grow up, I want to grow up. Yeah,
This
me
is
too.
an engineer fails right here. This is the engineer fails. Thanks, Mom and Dad.
So I want to complain about Ford for just a second. I want to show you guys the new style fittings that they're putting on the crankcase tubes. See this fitting right here, this orange one? This right here is the new fitting I'm talking about. This is the old one that we used to have like this. It just had the little clip.
Yeah.
You pull it
Those are
off.
great.
Super easy. Well, on this new one, we have a new procedure for removing it and installing a new one. So let's go over to the book and check it out and see what they say. Note, make sure that new right-hand crankcase ventilation tube is installed. Cut housing lock tabs. Use general equipment knife. Just so we're on the same page here. The removal procedure is to take a knife and cut
They'll
these
put shorts
tabs,
on?
then throw it in the trash. I cannot think of a reason that a company would put something on an engine that is going to have
One-time
to have
use
maintenance
only.
done that cannot be removed. It makes absolutely zero sense to me. But here is my new gripe with Ford Motor Company.
I'm gonna guarantee it's a tamper-proof thing. They probably don't want people pulling things off, and maybe they have problems in the past. I'm assuming.
Probably.
It is weird. I don't like a one-time use line. I think that is a little crappy.
I think Beamer has the same thing for some radiator hoses
where
too.
you cut the tab off and
Not cut the tab off, but it's a one-time use. Like you take it off and it tells you don't put it back. It's one of those where you take
there's
it
like
off.
a plastic fitting.
Yeah.
I think you can reuse it. A lot of people do, but I think you're right. I think
It's
they
really
recommend
recommended not to put it back on.
replace them.
And I don't want to.
They leak. They'll leak all the time.
Yeah, exactly. So
that's probably why.
I seen it where, I guess the customer went somewhere else and they're like, I just replaced this and it's leaking, and we look at the hoses and it's the same old ones, and I'm like, it's because you're supposed to use them.
Yeah.
Once.
They are plastic, so I mean, and it's Beamer, so like anything past 60,000 miles is gonna.
It's gotta go. Hey, the way he was like giving you instructions was pretty good. This
It
guy's
was
pretty
good.
good.
No, I like this.
This guy was pretty good. He was pretty good. I give him
You
props.
showed the service information there. That was
That's how you do a video. I should learn that.
That was good. I like it. You know, okay. So, what do you think? Do you think this is an engineering fault, or you think he's being whiny?
Nah, engineering. Because look, he could access it right there. It's easy to grab on. I think he's trying to tell you, like, you know, like, why would you do this?
Yeah, I do think that this is an engineering fail. Now, when I say that, I'm gonna say I feel like the engineers could have maybe pressure for doing something here. I think there's something behind here. I don't know if it's tamper-proof. Maybe they have too many people trying to mess with stuff. Or maybe they just want you to order another component every time you have to take it off.
We'll leave that one dead in between.
You drive a smart car, we can't be friends.
Sounds about right.
This is a job.
Yeah, it is annoying.
There's a valve in there that I gotta get to. It's underneath that plate there.
I think that's what they do on a lot of the work for smart cars. I think it's just
Drop the
easier to
engine.
just drop it.
Yeah, just drop it.
Because they
drop
don't
it in
have
the
this much
trash.
space, you know?
Just drop it in the trash.
Drop it in the trash. Drop the whole. It'll fit.
But he said it straight. I don't want to be your friend.
I mean,
It makes sense.
suppose he could have said no to the job.
Yeah. But we never say no.
That's true.
And we complain at the end.
We listen, as mechanics we just like to complain. It's part of our personality traits, maybe. I don't know.
You know that's true. Like
We'll take the job, but we'll talk bitch about it.
yeah, like the starter's still the alternator's still up here, but you're like, why the f is it all the way
This
up here?
is so stupid. Why?
It's so easy. It's so easy and stupid. I'm like, I don't even know why I have to do this. Why they even pay me? I'm like, oh wow, dude. Like, we'll find a reason to complain. That's normal. So, we'll say whiny or engineering fails.
Like the whole car is an engineering fail. So like it's hard to say that this is an engineering fail because I feel like any repair on a smart car is like it's gonna be this. So it's like the Bentley. I feel like it kind of comes with the territory. Like yeah, I kind of agree with them. But how? Like what space are they gonna put things in at all?
What do you
expect? There's no space to put anything. That's the whole point of the smart cars is not for it to be easily worked on, but for it to fit in parking spaces that nobody else can.
Yeah, squeeze into like little parking spots like this.
Listen.
I've seen it when they park like this.
Dude, they'll park just straight out, and it's so short that it's
like why? They don't get a ticket for that? You don't get a ticket if you just park straight like that?
I don't know because they're not taking up more space than if they were parking the other way. I think that I don't know if that car's like a perfect. Like I don't know how long it is versus how wide it is.
It's like
it's just it's a square.
We'll say whiny mechanic.
I think I'm gonna leave with whiny mechanic.
Okay.
I'm sorry, my guy.
This is a Chevy Astro. With these.
It's an Astro van. Yeah.
Stop this clip. If you never worked on a Chevy Astro van, you don't know true pain.
I will say, just minivans in general are the worst to work on.
Not all minivans. Astro vans.
Minivan, not full size vans. Where you got like the big dog house. Sometimes minivan.
Yeah.
Suck.
Flat face.
Yeah.
Flat
face. Whack. Like at least if you have a doghouse or something like then that makes it those are dope. You know.
Yeah, that Mr. T van. That. Straight up. Those flat faces. Don't get me wrong. Flat face, all this shit. They look badass. But
whack
to work on. Trash.
Wiggity whack.
Yeah, it's trash. Take that shit out and put another swap in there, and then you'll be chilling.
I agree.
That's faster. Okay, now we can watch it.
Yeah, I know. We
Sorry about
started
that.
going to town.
This is what you call a distributor. Just follow these wires, and you'll be taken to the spark plugs. Both on both sides. This one, to get the last one here, you gotta go from the bottom of the engine. These two you could access from the sidewall. On that side, you could access all three from just the tire well.
It's whack. Don't get me wrong. It's definitely whack. But I've worked on like some Dodge Caravans where like this is way better than that. Like I think one of the first shops I worked in, this is way back because I'm old now and I must have been like 17 or something like that. And I was like an intern, right? So like I worked there for like 6 months, but I was like, I don't care. You don't have to pay me. Like I just like want to get my experience because nobody is gonna hire a 17-year-old girl with no experience, especially 20 years ago. So I started working there and I started doing oil changes and brake jobs, and then he's like, okay, why don't you go do spark plugs on that minivan? And I was like, whatever, boss. And I'm like, I popped the hood and I was like, oh, this is kind of whack. And he's like, yeah, you're gonna have to go underneath to get the spark plugs in the back. And I was just like, okay. So I lifted it up, but luckily I got these like baby hands and baby arms, so like I was able to do it, but I was so nervous because I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. What the hell? This is like, how do people work on the, and I just remember that car causing me so much angst as like this just noob, didn't know what the hell I was doing, and I'll never forget that car for the rest of my life, especially because I had to do that job for free. But you know, I got paid in knowledge. Is this an engineering fail, or is this guy being a whiny mechanic?
I mean, I worked on so many of those. He's gonna be a whiny mechanic. I got used to it. Don't get me wrong. I just want to talk shit about it. Don't get me wrong. Engineering is wrong.
I kind of agree with you in that.
But it gives you some skills.
It's like the smart car and the Bentley. Like, it's a van. It's essentially a minivan.
Yeah.
And where are they gonna put things? You can't. There's the hood is this big. So what do you like? What do you want? What do you want? What do you want?
What the f do you want?
Come on.
Stop being a whiny.
What do you want?
Make your own access to what? What kind of car is that?
I don't know.
Like a Mercury crossover with something else?
He's gonna cut his own door for like the fuel pump or something. What are you doing? Throwing out spot welds?
What?
Ah!
What is that?
A bolt. If it's a customer's car, I don't know. I don't like doing that kind of shit unless it's cleared through, and I'm gonna tell them like, listen, you're right, pay me an ungodly amount of money to or
I'm cutting
or we'll discount it. We'll cut a little access hole that you'll never see anyways. We'll plug it and everything, and we'll do it that way. But I just try to put myself in the customer's position where, like, how would I like it if they did not tell me that they were gonna drill a hole?
But you know, some PDR guys do the same thing. Like when they're gonna do the doors, or the quarter panels, they drill some holes and they cover them with plastic covers, like little caps. So I mean, you don't really see it.
But I mean, there's damage there that has to be fixed, and there's no other way to access.
That's what I'm saying. And this is
case, I mean, there probably is another way to access it, but it's probably going to take way longer. You know, drop the tank and everything.
Or drop the whole rear end or something like that. So, I mean, if you're going to make a hole, I'm going to make that hole all day. I'm just going to walk the customer over there and be like, look, it's right there. And for some apparent reason, they didn't put a little, you know, a little door, a little gate, a little fence. So we're going to make one, okay? It's going to save you couple $100. What
and
do you
I think customer hears that, and the customer is being like, do it.
I don't even know what you said, but you saved me a couple $100. Let's do that.
Oh, yeah.
Open that hole. You want me to break it?
Do it.
Yeah, I got it. I'm like, all right, here we go. Sometimes you do have to do some weird stuff on some cars just to get the tool in there. Like you have to shave off or cut things off. So like that, you could go back in there and work on it a lot faster, especially if it's your customer. So I guess you would say it's an engineer fail, but I mean, if you're an experienced mechanic, just know that you're gonna have to up.
Again, it's hard to say because you don't know what the bolt's gonna be for. But you know, I don't expect an engineer to put a door for a bolt like that.
Or a gate.
Or a gate, a white fence, you know, picket fence. I've also seen where people will, like, you know, they make their own access hole, especially for something like a fuel pump, right?
Yeah.
It just makes sense. But yeah, for me personally, I'm gonna go with whiny mechanic, but I don't expect the engineer to put an access hole for that bolt.
That's an engineer fail if there's no way to get to that tool. And it's that one bolt, then you have to bring down the whole rear end for that, then yeah, that's an engineer fail.
One time an engineer on this app asked for terrible engineering designs. So here you go. This engine right here uses timing chains. They run on this side of the engine and they go below this cover. When you pull off that cover, it looks a little something like this. You have a crank pulley on the outside and you have a pulley on the inside. Now these are two separate parts. Now I'll pull off this bolt to show you what the problem is. Now this is what's on the crankshaft, and the way that meshes together is on this side of that gear. Now there's a flat spot on the gear where it goes onto. You can see the flat spot on the crankshaft right here. So that matches up real easy. You get it on there, get it in place, can't twist it. Great. Then you install your cover. You have a whole cover, but this is just good enough. Just like so. Boop, got your cover on there. Now we have to install this pulley. But the only thing that lines that up is this extra tooth right here. It's a double. So you can see there's a double right there on the crank gear, and then a double right there on there. But keep in mind, this is behind this cover. That's already installed. The problem is that when you install this on the gear and get this in, it's very difficult to tell where you're at. So you could be on there or you could be off there. And so even professionals have to double and triple check themselves to make sure that they're properly lined up there. As you can see, it's very easy to turn from one to the other.
Oh,
if you tighten it down wrong, guess what?
Why wouldn't you just mark it?
That's because that bolt will back out even once it's torqued properly, because if they don't engage, it will wobble around.
Yeah, that makes
until
sense.
it backs that bolt out.
I don't even like timing as it is to do it and do that shit. Fuck that. I would tell
I
the
agree.
customer.
And not the I don't
Your
know
car
how
fell
much
off
I
the cliff
like
for no
that
reason.
design. Also, my brain's thinking like, okay, well then maybe what if I marked where that tooth is on the outside of the timing cover, and then marked my harmonic balancer on the outside, so then maybe I can line up those marks.
I'll just weld the whole shit together.
Just weld it all together. Don't come forward again.
Fuck that. I'll be like, yeah, this is your timing for life. I can't say it's easy because I will be already pissed that I have to guide everything, and say your teeth are off by a little bit, it won't sit right there. It'll go like this.
But you can't
Then
tell.
have
You
to move
think it is.
Yeah, then you move it again and it's still like a little bit. I'm like, oh.
Do that.
Your
50
timing,
times and
your
eventually
time
get
is
it.
close enough.
Yeah.
You're on time. Late.
So engines need timing. It's one of the 5 things that they absolutely need to run. And that timing is going to include not just ignition timing, but it's going to include mechanical timing. So meaning that when the piston's moving down, I have an intake valve open. When I want to ignite an air-fuel mixture, that my piston is moving in the correct direction and my valves are closed. It doesn't make sense for my my valves to be open when I'm trying to make compression. So we need the valves and the rotating assembly to be in time. They do that via timing belt, timing gears, timing chain.
When they slip out of timing, that's when everything meets and f***s up each other.
Right. If it's an interference engine, then when the piston's coming up, if that valve opens, they're going to touch.
Yeah. That's when,
If it's not interference, it's not a big deal. The engine just no worky. But if it is interference, and a lot of newer engines are interference, then say goodnight to your paycheck. Are you calling this the engineer's fault or mechanical?
yeah, engineer.
Yeah, I think it is kind of a whack engineering design. I'm gonna have to look into this though. Maybe there's a benefit. I don't know.
The benefit of money?
Besides being unique. We have some engineering students in my program, and I constantly remind them like, hey, remember the little people, okay?
I'm gonna knock your ass out if I see a weird engine.
Yeah, but that's honestly, and that's the coolest part, because I've got 3 or 4 of those students right now out of our whole program, and they are in our program so they can be a better engineer, to engineer things for mechanics. And I just think like, damn.
A lot of automakers are adopting transmission dials where you twist a dial to get into gear. And quite a few people are finding this problematic, because you guys can see in this video, this dial that controls the infotainment system, right next to the dial.
That is funny.
That's pretty dirty that they put them next to each
What
other.
happens if you twist this when you mean to twist this while driving? Well, as you can see, I'm slowly rolling forward right now, and I'll twist the dial, and it goes into neutral. I cannot get it to twist into reverse. And that's because to get into reverse, I have to have my foot on the brake. So now you can wonder what happens if you suddenly put your foot on the brake and then do the dial while you're moving. Well, yeah, it pops it into reverse.
No, it won't.
One thing to note is there was a pretty big lag for it to shift into reverse, and that's because the car pressed down on the brakes and was at a full stop before it actually shifted. So I doubt this would actually let you shift in reverse on the interstate.
No, it wouldn't. It wouldn't.
They're smarter than that.
Even when you're trying to do the trick in the Fast and Furious, that one, you're spinning
You
around.
can't do it in this car.
You can't even do it.
Not
You
in
can't
this
even do it in real life. I've tried it. I tried it on the freeway and that doesn't work.
Well, I mean, you can only go so fast in reverse, first off.
I know a friend that tried it. See, the Legal Eagle is working with me. The Legal Eagle tells me.
A friend.
It's a friend.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say we. Let me take that back.
Someone you know.
A lot of people used to do this. A lot of people used to do this. So correction.
He's
Not
never
me.
tried it. No,
I've never tried it.
Try that. That's
Don't
illegal.
try that. Yeah, especially when you're going around in circles and you're trying to drop in reverse to flick off your homie to like look all cool, and then at the end you just turn in reverse and it's not even going in gear and you're just like, and then the people next to you like they're going 5 miles an hour.
What are you doing?
Then it finally goes in reverse, and then you flick off your friend. And your friend the whole time is like, "Dig, that shit is so lame."
Yeah, reverse gears don't have synchros like that too to help match so you can shift. So you pretty much have to be at a stop to get into reverse in any car. You're right, even if it's a dial or not. However, some cars you sure can mechanically force things when they shouldn't be. This, I think the engineers are going to protect you from yourself.
But it's just whack.
It is really stupid that they put that right next to that, because guaranteed people have done that.
And then people spill their shit. Do you see the cup holders right there?
100% cup holder right next to the electronic shifter.
That makes no sense. Like, it causes a problem, and then they're mad at, like, say, "Oh, well, it's because I spilled it." I'm like, well, yeah, but you're the one that chose this stupid ass car too. Like, think about it. Like,
it's true. You played yourself.
We're all human, and we're always drinking these big ass slushies or energy drinks, or you're running late to our mess.
Even if it's not,
and you want to bump this quick Red Bull, you're like, give me that Red Bull, and then you spill it, and then you can't put it in park,
even
and then Michael's all mad at you.
Maybe you're like, no, I don't drink anything or eat anything, but that passenger friend. Or you make a joke, and that fool spits out everything out of his mouth, comes out of his nose, lands on your shifter. Now you got boogers and juice on that, and you can't shift because it's all gooey. I mean, I'm just saying. It's a bad day.
Yeah,
very specific. But.
So we'll go with engineer fails.
Yeah, I concur. Also engineer fails.
Yeah.
If you want to see even more whiny mechanics, click
here, there, somewhere.
Thank you, Sandro, for coming on today.
Oh, no, thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
No, thank you.
No, thank you.
Trust, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank her.